How's it going, everybody? Back with a brand new video. Hope we're all doing all right today. I am in, get a load of that, Bigs and Bogs. I'm in the Peak District, a place called Langset Reservoir. I'm here for a wild camp. It's just one night tonight. Dad's gone to Sheffield to go and glamp it, and he's dropped me off in Wild. So yeah, it's about 10 to 10. So I'm just gonna have a little mooch about and see if there's anywhere suitable where I can just stash my stuff for the day, and then I can go for a little, maybe a hike or something. So yeah, if you want to stick around and see how this latest adventure goes, please do. Bigs and Bogs, am I mad for wild camping in chino shorts? I'll let you guys be the judge of that one. Personally, my insanity went out the window a long time ago, if it was ever there to begin with. Yeah, today is noticeably cooler than my last wild camp last week in Lakes. Check out them mushrooms there. Look at them units. Don't have a clue what they are. Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty early in the day, but as you can see, it's just overcast all around. And even on way in today over at Peak District, through snake packs on air roads, it was spitting. So yeah, I'm doubled up. I've got 3 layers on at the moment. I've got my trusty hoodie. I've got one of my dad's hoodies. Shout out, Dad! Shout out! Hold on. Shout out, Dad's hoodie. Got one of his hoodies on and a t-shirt, and I've got my Meggins in my bag, so they might have to get deployed a bit earlier. But obviously, once you're hiking around, all this weight on your back. I've got a sleeping bag as well today. Bivy bag stayed at home because I imagine it's pretty damp today, so getting a fire going even in the midst of these pine forests, it'll be a challenge, I reckon. I mean, I've got my firelighter stuff with me, so we'll see what happens. But the point I'm making is, once it's gone dark and it's getting to like 10-11 o'clock, it's going to get cold. So I've got the big sleeping bag with me for tonight. But yeah, that's pretty much your weather report for today. Overcast and noticeably cooler than what it was last week. So that's tent all pitched up, and I've had a bit of a chill out, and I've had some dinner in the last hour. I had veg, chilli and rice, very nice. But I just wanted to kind of illustrate a point to you. Where I'm pitched up, I'm right next to a rambler's path. And I don't know how well it comes off on the camera, but it's not very noticeable. Obviously, I won't have a fire tonight. So once I'm wrapped up and in tent, I should be plenty warm, really. But yeah, if you're just rambling along here, this high wall, I've only doubled back just to show you. There's only one gap in this wall where you can see the tent, but it's not that noticeable because of its colour, and you'd have to be looking in that direction to even see it. So yeah, the plan now for the next couple of hours is I'm going to follow this rambler's path all the way around to the side of the reservoir, and it takes you behind the reservoir on the map to a place called North America, which, you know, I'm just going to hazard an educated guess, because I'm in the Peak District, it's not actually North America where I'm going. But we'll see, who the heck knows. Maybe I'll slip through like a time vortex or something and end up in Pacific Northwest, because it is very, very Pacific Northwesty in here, with all these massive conifers. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm stoked with this pitch today. It's getting peppered by nettles. Nearly. Yeah, so this path, this rambler's path I'm going to go on, it takes you around back at moors in a circle back to the main road, and depending on what time it is, I might be able to go for a cheeky pint at that pub that we're across the road from the cafe I went to this morning, but we'll see. We'll see, bigs and bogs. Right, I'm just going to switch you off now and take my time getting down this incline, otherwise I'm going to fall on my ass. So that answers the question as to why they call this place North America, because there's lots of North American species of trees here that were planted in 1962 apparently. So I'm camped roughly around here. I've come around and I'm about here, so I'm going to go all the way around this way, up here, back around, and the pub's around there. So yeah, that is the plan. Bigs and bogs. Mr. Blue Sky keeps trying to peep out, which is nice. Anyway, check in with you. Oh mate, look at that dragonfly. Alright dog. Shout out dog. Look at that. Bigs and bogs. Beautiful. In more sombre news though, I think it's only right that we do mention that the Queen died a few days ago. At the time of recording this, it was 2 days ago, but I don't know when this video will actually get out. And yeah, I'm not really like a major royalist, if I'm honest with you, but I did like the Queen, and you know, I think she's a role model. She was a role model for, you know, many people throughout her reign, to be a good and honest, not just a Christian. Look at that. Lost World AF. Yeah, she was a good role model, no matter which way you put it down to. You know, whether you like the royal family, you don't do. You know, as far as the Queen actually goes herself, I thought she was a pretty stellar human being. Worked hard, dedicated, you know, absolute. So yeah, shout out Queen. But anyway, that's enough for politics for this video. Holy Mary, bigs and bogs. Now that is what we call wilderness country. In this part of the UK, that will just stretch on for miles. That. Look at all these beautiful colours, all the bracken fern intermingled with heather and heath and just general mossy moorland. Beautiful. I sound like a rape poet, don't I? I'm noticing it while I'm rambling along. This is actually obviously a really popular walk, so I've passed loads of people already, and I'm a bit like, this episode can't play stories like it's like, get a grip on. You vlogged in the middle of Windermere last week when you didn't batter an eyelid. Get it together, boy. Who cares if people appear on your video? Anyway, I'm going to crack on now. Tell you what, Biggs and Bogs, one thing I am noticing around here, as I'm rambling down along this path, anytime you come to like an interjunction where there's a gate or some benches or whatever, there's never any signs saying no wild camping. Just don't go in reservoir, you know, it's cold water kills, which I find interesting because most places are wild camp, you're not allowed to. So yeah, I don't know about that. But another thing that's nice as well, I've spoke to a few people already today who, you know, they've noticed me with my clobber on. They're like, oh, are you wild camping? I'm like, yeah. They're just like, oh, that's so cool, that's awesome. You know, and it's just such a nice contrast to be back in a land where people actually get that, as opposed to last week when I went to lakes and, you know, 99% of everybody I spoke to thought I was you know, a vandal, a vagabond. Get out of the Lake District and take your tent with you, dirty wild camper. Yeah, I spoke to two couples today who championed one of my favourite hobbies, so yeah, really nice that. I think I'm going to try and find somewhere soon to sit and have a mug of coffee and then carry on with this walk. What the fudge happened here, Biggs and Bogs? Somebody tried to set this whole area on fire or something. Yeah, it's charred as that ground. Just came in off the path just to a little mooch around in here. So I've got flipping loads of time to kill yet. It's only 1:45 and I'm more or less 60% of the way through this hike back to the pub. So I just thought I'll just come in off the path and have a little look what's offering here. See if there's any evidence of any wild campers being in here. And well, that there back there, that ain't wild campers, it's just people being heavily disrespectful to nature. Some rubbish there on the floor. To the side where I'm camped, it's relatively quite tidy. I've not seen much rubbish. There was one area where some people had clearly pitched because they'd left all their crap there. But yeah, I know it's a bit doom and gloom as this for content, but just a prevailing theme yet again. A lot of people don't actually know how to wild camp in this country, and that's what gives us a bad name. People not tidying up the rubbish when they go. But you know, whatevs. There's some good ones out there. Look at it in here though. Stunning. Very E.T.-esque. Reminds me of the forest where E.T. gets left by his mum and dad. By his family. Anyway, we keep mooching about. Bit lost, lads. Farmers Fields. It's over that way. That way. Be careful now. Could be carnivorous, unidentified creatures roaming around in here that'll have you. So fast forward in time a little bit from when I last left you. It's about 4:30 now, and I found this nice little, it's called the Quarry on the park map of this area. I found it. Went to the local boozy. I completed my walk and then I finished off at the pub. I had a pint there. Then I walked back to my tent. Still there, thankfully. And yeah, the resources were there. I've made a fire pit for tonight. So I've collected some wood for it, which you'll see all in a little bit, but it won't be enough, it never is. And yeah, I was just looking at the map and I thought, I'll go and check this little quarry thing out. And I've even brought my swimming shorts with me, but I ain't getting in that bigs and bogs. I know I am an ogre, but that looks filthy, does that? That's got E. coli written all over it. So it's alright just to ogle for a little bit. And yeah, I'm just chilling here for a little while. And then I'll head back to my camp, gather some more firewood, have some tea, and then find something nice to watch on Netflix later on. Read my book a little bit probably. And yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm up to right now. So bigs and bogs, it's about 5:30 now, and I thought I'd just give you a little tour of my setup. What my home is for tonight. Now I'm a bit more well established. That's just my general living room area. I'm sat on my bag for a cushion. There's all my bits and bobs over there. I'm still reading, probably the worst thing to read when you go wild camping, Paranormal Stories. It's a great book, I've nearly finished that. Coat hanger, obviously I got my tent for at night. You got enough firewood? Somebody asks. Well, onlooker, that, I promise you, if I set that fire going about 7:30, it'll be all gone by 9:30. Guarantee you, maybe even earlier. And here's my bed for night. Like I say, I brought my actual sleeping bag out this time, as opposed to the bivvy. Blow up air bed, got all my pillows and all that sort of clobber over there. Lantern later on when it gets dark. Toilet roll, because you need that. And yeah, that's my home for tonight. I've not seen much wildlife, really, at all, while I've been out rambling today, and just goes to further affirm the, you know, almost proven fact that these sort of new forests that are mainly full of conifer trees, because it's so thick in the foliage, not a lot of light gets down to the bottom, you know, so it's a bit of a nutritional wasteland for animals, places like these. I mean, who knows, once it starts going dark, you might hear owls hooting and stuff like that. Did see some deer prints before when I was over by that, in that little bit of forest where there'd been a big burn patch on floor. So who knows, but yeah, I'll check in with you all in a little bit. Just come down to the this edge just to have an ogle, see if anybody's still mooching about, because I've not seen anybody for quite a while. Right down at the bottom, saw a brigade of people with big burgans on and sleep mats attached to them. So there's obviously going to be some wild campers in here tonight with me, which, to be honest with you, like, I've gotten used now to being out on my own at night, but it just gives you that peace of mind sometimes, knowing that there's other people who are roughing it in the same forest that you are. But yeah, it's about 10 to 6 now, and you know, I don't know how much it comes up on camera, but it's, you know, it's not going to be properly dark yet for another 2 hours ish, but it is already starting to go a bit dull in here. You can see sun's still up through trees there, but it's not far off setting. And like these new forests, it's just like another level of dark, really. It's like where I camp on Graham Road, that little spot that I have, that I've been to a few times, because everything's so condensed and packed in. Not a lot of light gets through anyway at height of daytime, so yeah, it does get dark very quickly in these types of woodland. But yeah, that's part of the fun of it, bigs and bogs. Right, I've had my tea now. What did I have? Oh, I had that for my dinner. Spicy sausage pasta, very nice. Had that for my tea. Had a read of my book. Had a breakfast boy. What's this thing doing here in my face? Can't do it with that, bigs and bogs. How do we adjust that? No, it's just meant to be, innit? Right, I'm going to try something new that I've not done before. Q&A from the tent. Done Q&As before in the past to varying levels of success or mediocrity. Let's have another go at a Q&A. I've conveniently got all my questions in this book, would you believe it or not? And yeah, so let's give it a go, see how we get on. Right, first question from @GazDavy. Dear Oliver, who do you think would win in a fight between the alien in Predator and Jeepers Creepers? Full analytics, please. Friend of the show. Well, thanks for your question, G Lamps, if you're watching. I've thought about this actually because I'm a huge fan of Jeepers Creepers, and you know, he's pretty impervious to damage, isn't he? You know, like you see it in the first one, he takes quite a beating. Like he loses his ankle, and obviously he eats somebody and grows it back. But then in the second one, he loses an arm, he gets stabbed through the head, he loses a leg, and even in the last 5 minutes of film, he's still hopping around like a frog, trying to get the unlucky victim. So he's pretty relentless as the creeper. You know, he's got a full nice arsenal of weaponry. He's got his baton thing that he whizzes like a boomerang. He's got a spear, he's got knives, he's got too many knives. What else has he got? He's got a truck with like a pulley mechanism in it. And yeah, the only downside of the creeper is that he tends to, obviously his sort of Achilles heel is he only has 23 days to roam the earth. Let's just hypothetically say he's on Earth and the Predator is zeroed in on him for a fight. He wants the creeper's skull in his collection. So Predator flies down to Earth, zeroed in on, you know, Midland USA, and he's like, right, I'm having him. I mean, the Predator is very strong, you know, very tall, about 7 foot tall. He towers over Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first Predator, who's well over 6 foot. You know, he throws him around like a rag doll, so he's pretty strong, he's the Predator. And I reckon in an arm wrestle, it'd be a very, very stiff competition with that. My problem is with Predator versus the Creepers. The Predator does have a slightly unfair arsenal because he's got more advanced weaponry and technology. I mean, he sees the infrared, so he sees heat signatures, and that's a thought actually, because if the Creeper is pretty much a walking dead corpse, would his body even generate any heat for the Predator to see? Interesting thought there. But again, Predator's got that like plasma cannon on his shoulder with pinpoint accuracy, very stealthy. You know, he's got another arsenal. He's got his big like Wolverine claw thing that comes out of his little, you know, wrist satchel, whatever it is. He's got his like acid net thing that he throws. I think it'd be a heck of a fight, guys, but just based on his superior otherworldly arsenal, I'm going to say the Predator wins this one. So yeah, thanks for your question, guys. Right, next question from @Millicent1912 _ I love Paul McCartney.co.uk. Her question is, who is your favourite Beatle? Well, thanks again for your question, Millicent McCartney. My favourite Beatle, I like them all for their own different reasons. I like Paul, because he's my brother-in-law. John is, you know, he was a great singer, a great musician, changed the world with his beliefs, so he was an exemplary human being. I like Ringo, because, you know, he's still cracking on at 82 or however old he is, so he's a badass. But out of the four of them, I think the one who I'd get on best with would be George Harrison, just because he was a mint guitar player, and he's sort of like hippie, beliefs and very spiritual ways. Yeah, he was Hare Krishna, weren't he? I think George Harrison a bit one who I get on best well with. So yeah, George Harrison is officially my favourite Beatle. Right, next question. The actress Alexa Weiss has asked, how many people have been in the tent of love with you, Oliver? And can I come with you one time while camping? Do you know what, Alexa? Lost count. I've lost count how many birds I've had in this tent. But the number keeps growing. I can confirm that. Let's make it happen. You know where to find me. If you want to come wild camping with me, Alexa Weiss, just hit me up on YouTube. Hit me up in comments or Facebook. Get me on Facebook, and yeah, you can come wild camping with me whenever you want. So it's about 10 to 7 now, and would you look at it, Bigfoots and boggarts, Mr. Blue has come out to grace us all. Been here all day, been overcast as anything, not been cold by any means, you know, very, very mild day, but absolutely no sun at all until now. So I'm kind of keeping my hearts and, you know, my fingers and toes crossed. We get some starlight tonight. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? But yeah, just come out onto this little perch. I think it's time to crack open a beverage. Got a few. If I can get it open. There you go. Got a few knob goblins out with me tonight. Not too silly. Just a few. Just to chill out with and watch some TV. Cheers. But yeah, I think I'm going to, feels like the right sort of logical place now just to wrap it up now for today. I've got my fire prepared now to light, probably in about half an hour or so. I've chopped all my bigger logs down to size and they'll be ready to be thrown on fire very soon. And yeah, it's been a lovely day. Hopefully I get a good night's sleep. And I might check in with you all when fire's going and it's dark, but beyond that, yeah, I think I might just sign off now for today. So, see you at morning, bigs and bogs. Morning, briggity brig boggarts and bigfoots, whatever it is. Leave no trace. Never would have known I was there. And that's the way it should be. You're doing wild camping, tidy up after yourself. Move on. Like a wisp in the wind. Like a elusive Bigfoot. But yeah, slept okay. The hot streak of the Vanguard Nova 200 not getting any condensation, it's finally ended, guys. Woke up this morning at one point and the tent was soaked inside with condensation, so it was definitely colder last night. But on the flip side of that, I didn't really feel it because I was all layered up. You know, proper wire insulating sleeping bag to keep me warm. So yeah, but yeah, slept okay. To be fair, I went to sleep quite early again for my standards. About 10 past 10 I think when I clocked off, roughly. About 10 past 10, woke up about 3:30, and I've more or less tossed and turned then till about 5:30, I'd say, and then I couldn't hold it in any longer. I needed to go for a wee, so jumped out at 10 for a quick was, and it was, I mean, beautiful by day, mesmerisingly stunning, eerie at night when it's pitch black out there. I mean, it's not truly pitch black when you're outdoors for 24 hours a day, because your eyes adjust to the light levels or whatever, but you could see sort of, you know, 2 or 3 rows of trees ahead of you, and then beyond that it was just dense black. It's quite eerie, that. But yeah, dove back in, managed to nod back off again until about 7, 8 o'clock, and then yeah, just had a quick bit of brekkie and packed me home away from home, back up in my bag. So yeah, I'm gonna meander back along the main path now, back to the main road, where I'm meeting my dad at a cafe for some breakfast, so stay tuned. Receded this reservoir is, I mean, you can't really see it too much through the trees compared to what I can see, but I wonder if anybody's ever wild camped on an empty reservoir. No, I wouldn't do that, Biggs and Bogs. That would be a very, very silly thing of me to do. But yeah, what have I done now? I've camped at lakes a few times. I can tick the Peak District off my list. Where else am I going to go camping? Can't think what else I've got left to say to you as well.
Morning.
Morning. Just waiting for them Canadian geese to start honking again, because they were loud last night, as per. Done lakes, Peak District. Next year I want to try to start camping up in the Highlands. Wales, I could go to Wales maybe. Hopefully in the coming weeks I'm going to hook up with Stu Hill. Shout out Stu Hill, who is a British Bigfoot investigator and a fellow wild camper who's up Northumberland way. So hopefully that can materialise, because I'm just waiting to start my new job now. I'm waiting for DBS to come through for my new role. Good lord, look at that. God dang it, man. That's North America. Yesterday when I was yabbing on about that. That is stunning. So yeah, hopefully I might try and get out camping before then, obviously. So I'm getting to the point there where it's it's very addicting, is this, getting out on my own into nature. So I'm thinking about it, how many have I done now this year? Done Graham Road on my own, Graham Road when Joe came, Kirkstone, Ullswater, Graham Road when I saw the fox, Ullswater, Bowland turned into Graham Road, that's right, Graham Road when Charlotte came, and then last week Ullswater, Bridle Lake, Windermere, Peak District. 12 wild camps this year. Not bad at all, Biggs and Bogs. Let's try and get it to 20 though. We're going to wrap the video up, and I got to be dad at the car park, but to be honest with you, Biggs and Bogs, I'm boring myself now. Not much new content to give you for this trip, other than just my big hairy face and these stunning views. But yeah, another good, great wild camping bag. I'll be back for sure, because there's still a lot of Peak District to explore. Shout out Dad for taxiing me around as usual. Can't think of it. Shout out everybody. Shout out the universe. Shout out Mother Nature. Like the video if you want. Leave us a comment if there's anything I can do better. Sub if you want to. You don't have to. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you all very soon. See you all further on down the road. Bye bye.